Boy, oh boy,
Uh-oh.
do we got some stuff to get up into right now. Like this has probably been the longest week that I've ever had in my entire wrestling life because I've been trying to keep these gentlemen at bay for days and days and days and days. They've been all kinds of stuff in people's feeds, them and people all kind of doing all kinds of things, saying a bunch of things, wishing people to die, trying to kill a bunch of people in these streets. And the Kick Rock Wrestling Podcast is just here lying in the weeds, waiting for things to take shape and waiting for things to develop before they get all hyperbolic and crazy and insane. Shout out to Jim DeSanto. What up, baby? But before I get started, rest in peace to the great, the late great Toby Keith. I got my red Solo cup for my boy right now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, gentlemen, first and foremost, Chef Justin T, what it do?
What's good? What's good? What's good? The Crockpot King, your chef's favorite chef in the building.
Yo, coming back from his palatial estate, apparently. His sabbatical, JMC, what it really does.
I got to hijack the show real quick off the top because I want to tell everybody out there right now that this is the most entertaining, best wrestling show on the internet. You have the best host, the most charismatic host who can pivot in any direction. You got Chef, who was absolutely on fire last week, waxing philosophically as he does, stoic in his delivery. Then you have DP, who's an absolute goddamn maniac in the most charming.
The wild card.
You guys have me laughing. You have me entertained. You have me.
Appreciate you, baby.
Going through a few things, personal things, and you guys definitely regaled me and the masses last week. So if anybody ever has liked anything that Chef, DP, or the great Evan Mack have done, please tell a friend that you love the show. Tell them to like and subscribe on any platform. We never ask that. Evan never asked that. Chef and DP never asked that. We don't ask a whole lot. Just bring a friend. Bring a friend to work day. Pull up and let
tell a friend to tell a friend.
And that's what I'm on the show.
Hook it up. Holla if you hear me.
Listen, I appreciate the words, Jay. You know I do, man. Love you, brother. Means a lot. This is the squad for sure for me. Tara, what up, boo? Yo, Tara, what up, boo? What up, baby? Ginormous. What's going on, man? Y'all pulling up today? It's like y'all know some shit's going down. It's like some things are transpired over these past few days.
They're waiting on us to go.
I think there's something to talk about.
And they're in there, it's like, so what do you guys want to talk about? But first and foremost, listen, I got to bring it down just a notch, just a hair, just a skosh. I'm bringing it down a notch now. I put it in the chat, not kind of in the chat, but also into our doc that I kind of share with the fellas and that they're able to fill up. And I really do appreciate that they do fill it up because they can actually understand when I say put something in the doc they want to talk about, they put it in. I'm like, that's you'd be surprised how much that has not happened for me. So I appreciate y'all for actually contributing. And I put in Vince McMahon allegations because everybody's been talking about it, and I think a lot of people talk about stuff because they feel they got to talk about it, and I feel they think that there's some kind of social justice warrior or some kind of warrior for some crusader of justice, and they feel like they have to get on the front foot of things so they look like a brave and courageous and thoughtful person. But however, what I do when it comes to these things that are very serious, I compartmentalize, I process, I read, I assess, I consult, and I take a beat before I go. I'm still in the process of going. I'm going to have something very well thought out very soon. However, that does not mean that I have to stifle the fellas on the show because I truly believe I don't bring them on to let me talk for an hour or two. I bring them on to contribute. So by Evan choosing not to talk about it at this moment in time does not mean I would not open the floor to the rest of the squad if they have some thoughts on the Vince McMahon allegations. And so, gentlemen, I will leave it up to you. I'll start with Chef. If you have anything you would like to say, the floor is yours, brother.
So before I get serious, I'm just going to come off the top with something ridiculous. And I feel like somebody younger should have explained to Vince McMahon what Snapchat was, and maybe some of these conversations might have disappeared. or
Facts.
WhatsApp, some other. I mean, he out here just on the regular old text chain on the
He old.
just
He
acting
old.
up, like just sexting like it's an old romance novel, or like it's the back of the penthouse. Remember the little what was penthouse, the smaller one, or no? It was it's shout out to
Penthouse was big.
the
I mean,
era
they
of
both was big.
the
Get
era
some
of the dirty magazines.
breastises out there, especially if they big. Everybody gonna tune in. You know what I'm saying?
But it's tough for me to really put it into a well thought out anything, because it's so much. It goes so far back with NDAs and who was in the know and who was a part of helping him, pay off the people and set up these meetings. And he's passing girls around to who knows who else. It just opens up a whole nother box to what he really was doing, behind closed doors of his home or whomever's homes. Clearly there's at this point is probably some sort of, sex party type stuff happening where everyone's wearing a mask and it looked like something off of like Vanilla Sky or something. Like it's
Eyes wide shut.
or Eyes Wide Shut, and it was just I don't know. It's tough. It's a black eye, because they let him come back for the sale, and he was front and center on Wall Street more than once. Opening up the stock market more than once, and just it's not a good look for WWE. It's not a good look for TKO, because a lot of people have known. There's got to be a few people who knew everything he did, and they still allowed him to do everything he did before this recent, departure. So it's not good.
Yeah. Will Fox Stud said it's tough to talk about because there's still some information reportedly about to come out. So until we get the full scope of things, I feel like I can't talk about my feelings about it. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? And that's not about protecting someone that you revere. Vince McMahon paid for my bills for a couple years, and he didn't even know I was on the payroll. So there's no really need to protect Vince McMahon, but it's fair for people out there, if they don't want to go into detail about something because everyone else is. I said I'm a Mac. My father and my father before him, we don't just do what everyone says to do when they say to do it. That's not how we are. That's not how I've gotten where I've gotten to. I say stuff when I get ready, and I frame it in the way when I get ready. Chef, you framed it in a good way. In make no mistake, I will say this: allegedly or not allegedly, something happened. I can assure you, I ain't got to be there. Something happened. Make no mistake. Rich people that have it all, they have weird proclivities. It has been historically documented for centuries. People that are well off have weird proclivities about things sexually. It's a thing. I don't know. Broke people like me, we just like missionary sex. But then, but rich people, they you know what I mean? Like they take it. It's something when the income goes up, the sexual proclivities start getting into like a different realm or dimension or some kind of space. It's wild.
Evan, did you read his book, like the autobiography that came out?
I actually did.
So that alone, reading excerpt, just reading about his childhood and how he grew up and the things he was exposed to and how his father raised him, like all of this makes sense because of his upbringing and because what he was exposed to. And like you say, you could already be weird, but if you're weird with money, that's a whole nother level of freaky. For sure.
Yeah. John Norman says, I think everyone has weird proclivities. Like anything else, they can afford weird, and they think they will get away with it. That's true. But also, listen, and I'm gonna tell you, before I kick it to DP. That's another thing I will say before I really say what I want to say when things get played out. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have something to say. I promise. But let me tell you why he's gonna get in trouble. Not legally, but financially, because of the stuff he did in the Attitude Era. That stuff does have context. It does, man. Because when you review it, Listen, I blew somebody's mind that was arguing with me about Bill Cosby and his nasty ass. People don't even know this because they weren't paying attention. Bill Cosby was a gynecologist in the Cosby Show.
Mm-hmm.
That was his job in the show. I said it to somebody, they didn't even know. They thought he was a doctor. And he practiced in the basement. Evan, what are you trying to say? He could have chosen any profession. He chose a doctor that messes with the women's private parts in a basement. Stop playing with me, man.
On a family show.
On a family show. And I'm telling you, he's one of the people.
Television.
He probably thought that shit was cute and was chuckling and laughing about it on the low until he wasn't laughing about it. What I'm trying to say is Vinnie Mac was airing out some stuff in the Attitude Era. Some storylines that he was involved in about degrading women. That stuff's going to come to play. I promise you. That's what I will say. It doesn't look good, man. It does not look good. But DP, I didn't know if you had any words, brother, but I did want to afford you the opportunity to speak if you had something you needed to say.
First words is, I'm so happy y'all my teammates on this show. I love y'all. This is the squad. This is what we do. This is what we shine on. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We out here cooking. And it ain't only with fish grease. We got a chef up in here prepping 10-course meals.
Yo, he ain't make me no meal in real life. So you know what? I'm changing the subject real quick. Yo, chef, you ain't shit until you make me some food, man. I'm done.
That's
what
I
ain't calling you chef no more.
Chef, what's up?
I ain't calling you chef no more. You Justin.
Talking about eating up Evan food. Nah, you gonna cook for us.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
At least cook it. Damn.
I get it.
You coming to Philly? You coming to PA? You coming to my town? We gonna find some kind of neutral kitchen. And then we gon', you know what I mean? And we gonna put him to work. But go ahead, DP. I put that out. I'm tired of this shit.
Look, like you said, man, only billionaires would do the shit that he's accused of. This ain't no regular motherfucker attitude. Like, we ain't thinking of nothing like this. There's, unfortunately, in the report, he did something on a woman's forehead, left her there, did what he needed to do, came back and finished his job. Who does that? That is some weird stuff. That is some weird stuff. I ain't make it up. It's in a 64-page report. I'm sorry. Look, some of that shit is real. It's unfortunate to the women. I'm not gonna say it's unfortunate to Vince McMahon, because if he is accused of what he's doing, that would make him a piece of shit, because that's what piece of shits do, is things like that to people. Unfortunately, it is to those victims. It just is what it is. You got to call a spade, but we got to let it play out. You can't call them that until it's played out. But something happened. And unfortunately, in the press conference, Cody Rhodes was the most professional person in the room, because he answered the question adequately, and he didn't allow it to seem as something that's not significant to him in that point in time, because it's not positive. He addressed it. He said what he thought, what he could, and move on, because unfortunately to the media, it's a case that you can't talk about. And this is an employer, or was an employer of somebody. You can't just willy-nilly talk about somebody who owns stock. You could get fired. Things happen. But that's true. Anybody who does that to an individual deserves what they deserve. They deserve to get things taken away from them. And if you dive a little bit further, he was doing NDAs without the WWE's knowledge and signing for them. And that part, that kind of alleviates WWE in the scheme of things. In the corporate definitely mind.
Does. If that's true, it definitely does.
Yeah, and in the judicial statement, because how are you going to do a lawsuit against somebody who went against the company and was forging their essentially forging the brand logo on the NDA? You can't do that. You can't do that without anybody's knowledge. And he has his own lawyer. I don't know why his lawyer allowed him to do that. And he didn't pay his NDA in the rest of his NDA, which allows everything to be open. He opened Pandora's box, and that's what billionaires think they can do what they want to do and get away with it. And eventually, everything's gonna catch up to you, no matter who you are. People are gonna find out, and then you can get exiled from your own baby, wiped away, erased. Can't even look for him. Can't even look for him.
Damn.
No.
John Norman has a good point. He said, I think it's likely fair to say that something likely happened, but speculation isn't fair to anyone involved. Let it flesh out. Let the process work. That I know that's the hard truth, though, John Norman, and that's where I will always land. Always. I don't give a damn what anybody says, man. I have to believe in the sanctity of the legal system. And
Yes.
let me tell you why. Because if that was happening to me right now, I would want due process to play out as well. If that's happening to somebody that you love or somebody that you care about, you would sing a different tune. It is very easy to do that when you're not involved, when nothing is bothering you and you can just pull up on a Twitter and see that Vincent Kennedy McMahon is going through all this stuff. It's easy for you to pull up and talk about all this stuff. But if that's somebody you know, that's your dad, that's your brother, you might be inclined to want due process to play out. I'm just letting people, just putting things in perspective. It's easy to do that when you're not involved. But if somebody's coming for your neck, you gonna want lawyers to help you out. You gonna want public opinion to chill out a bit. You don't want to lose your job, your empire, your career. You don't want nothing like that to happen. So I'm a firm believer in letting due process pay out, even though I believe things have gone down. JMC, final thoughts, if you have any, brother.
Oh, I have about 1 million, but I mean, it's clear to everyone with half of a brain that something happened or there would be no need for an NDA in the first place. So it's amazing to me. Have you guys seen? I have a few thoughts. I'm not going to dance around the Vince thing, but I have some thoughts about people surrounding it. I'm assuming that everyone here has seen Beyond the Mat. I believe it came out in 2000.
Yes.
One of the first behind-the-scenes wrestling documentaries. Jake the Snake, who's obviously had a storied history of nefarious activity, for lack of a better term, self-admitted. He put it so eloquently. He said, you know, when you get, I'm not going to do his voice, but he's like, when you get whatever you want all the time and you're making money, you're getting it thrown at you. It starts with strange women, then it's two women, then it's two women with toys. Then that doesn't satisfy you. Then you go home and try to make love to your wife, and it ain't happening. So the more that you have everything at your beck and call, you start to believe that you are this entity that either deserves it, or weird stuff from your past comes out, or a mixture of. You feel powerful. I think we all know that Vince McMahon has some sort of God complex. I think that we're not trained psychiatrists, but it's probably fair to say. And so I think it's pretty evident that some crazy, weird, wild shit happened. What I don't like, and I'll speak on Vince later as well, I'm obviously disappointed because if 1% of that is true, it's pretty disgusting. As a guy who definitely affected everyone here's childhood and life, and we quite frankly owe a lot to, we wouldn't be talking right now. Maybe never
100%.
Other than Evan, I would not have met the two gentlemen without Vince McMahon. Nobody's at
100%.
WrestleMania without that man. And so, as Evan always says, two things can be true. He can be a piece of shit, and he can also be a visionary, and he can be a malicious, evil genius. And, you know, that's another topic for another day. What I don't like, I had a business partner in the past who was doing unsavory things, and it never went to litigation. It's still working itself out. I had no idea about this. And I worked closely with this person for 15 years, not every day, but quite often. And in a big company like that, I think it's probably safe to say that Triple H knew his father-in-law was probably a little odd, probably knew he was into some unsavory things, but he wasn't there. Triple H has no vices. So for people to come at Triple H and say he's in the know, fire Triple H, he knew about all this, like, why do we always constantly attack people? It's like somebody murdered someone. It's like, well, their uncle probably, he spent a lot of time with them and went out to Applebee's with them a few nights ago. So he clearly
So
knew.
what?
He didn't pull the trigger. Like, it's nobody in our country is accountable for anything that they do anymore. It's like, what about everybody else? Why is that where our thoughts go immediately? Like, let's condemn every single person. If that was the case, then we're all guilty of something.
Hell yeah.
So I don't like that narrative at all. I think it's very safe to say that Vince probably did maybe all of it. But I also will say this, and again, I'm not victim blaming. Say whatever you want. I do not care. If Vince McMahon would have followed through on the payments, do we ever even find out about this? So
No.
what is the catalyst for this coming to the table in the first place? How affected are you if your pockets are being lined as agreed to? I'm not saying it's not repulsive. It's not disgusting. I'm not saying that this young lady is not a victim. I'm not saying she deserved any of it. I'm not saying that at all. Someone may take it like that. I do not care. At the end of the day, I get very upset and very annoyed when people feign outrage about X, Y, and Z. I don't really think a lot of people are as mad about this as they like to pretend that they are. It is
well
gross.
said, brother. No, it's well said. John Normus, I think very few at that level don't have some sort of God complex. Otherwise, what drives someone to that level? Nearly nothing. The question is, how do they focus that God complex? Like anything, there can be positive and negative effect. Choice is the difference. Few people with few limits choose the moral option. Yeah, 100% agree with it, but I'm also a firm believer in I don't like when people blame money. I don't like that. I don't like when people blame money for why a person's a piece of shit. Money didn't do anything wrong. What's the old saying? Money just makes you more of who you are. You know what I mean?
It reveals
and I'm trying to tell you, because I always hate when somebody gets into something it's because they're rich. Nah. No. Because I'm telling you right now, if I start backstroking in a vault like Scrooge McDuck, I'm gonna just be the same big mouth black dude I am right now, just on a yacht somewhere. So I truly believe that the money gives you the opportunity to do more of the bad stuff that you like to do when you didn't have that money. And I'm telling you, I believe everything starts in the cradle to the parents that raise you or the guardians that raise you. I've seen people from the worst neighborhoods be the best people. I've seen people from the best neighborhoods be the worst people. And that all starts to me with how you're treated and how you treat people. So I don't like that the narrative that rich people do this, because I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of rich people that just mind their own business.
What is John?
There's something deeper going on with VKM.
Oh, he's a unique weirdo for sure.
There's just something deeper going on. I don't know if it happened in the childhood. I don't know what happened in school. I don't give a damn. If all the things are being said that are true, if part of it, if it's 20%, 5%, 2%. And I said I will address this in its entirety when things play out. I don't jump when people say jump. I don't let people at press conferences try to pressure other people at press conferences, harassing people that I actually consider friends. Shout out to my girl Emily, hitting my girl up, saying, "Why didn't you ask about a Triple H question after 17 people asked about the damn question?" What the hell is she supposed to say? You better leave good people alone, man. That kind of upset me. You know what I mean? Being there and being here and how you doing? Did you have a good weekend? No, didn't have a good weekend. People calling me out on Twitter about why when I got a question to ask, one question to ask one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and you got to ask about sexual trafficking. I disagree. And these are the things that I don't like, and these are the things that piss me off when some people are, I don't know, wrestling fans.
To your point earlier, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I don't think it will. If it turns out that he's completely innocent, this woman's wildly insane and made all of it up, wouldn't you look like an asshole if you asked Triple H something or you accused him of something? So that has happened before in life. So everyone who acts like that's not possible, I mean, it's still innocent until proven guilty, is it not? As we live in the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Not anymore.
Okay,
but I'll say this, John Normus, I'd be very easy with the Shaq's impressive thing. He does a lot of impressive things, but Shaq's had his issues as well. He does really good things for good. He does really good things for good people. He buys things for good people that he doesn't know. That's one of my favorite things about him. But make no mistake.
Oh my God.
Like we gotta be, boy, John Norm, we gotta be careful, boy.
Is anybody?
That's a slippery slope, baby. That's a slippery slope.
What you guys said
full
about
of ice,
the Attitude Era and Vince McMahon's television persona, are any of us actually surprised that maybe to this degree? But are we really surprised? I'd be more surprised and disappointed. I would actually be crushed and shattered if this came out about John Cena or something. But
hell yeah,
Mr. McMahon, are we really surprised? I'm just myself with the volume turned up to 11. Are we surprised? Really?
No. Like, I'm not joking. Like, because I told you, people, celebrities and entities, they don't surprise me. There's a few that would. Cena would. I'd be devastated.
I would.
How many people were in the Kiss My Ass Club?
That's what bro. Don't get me started, bro. If we start doing that, bro.
Don't talk about the types of pie that The Rock preferred in the Attitude Era, and all in the Chinese slang, in the Ho Chi Minh Chow announce table, and I laughed too at the time. But
yeah, I'm just saying, like, there's we got to be careful because this is what a good lawyer will bring up. You know what I mean? Yeah, good stuff, fellas. Good stuff as always. I always got to start on a somber note so we can go up. I got to go down so we can go up because it's heavy. I did want to get your thoughts on it. It's been a few days. Listen, but damn it, this podcast ain't about condemning every single human being that walks the face of the earth. However, to segue,
hey,
I might have told a lie.
Question too. You had a hell of a question too, E. You know, Triple H had a hell of a thoughtful answer for you too. So let's not forget that.
Oh, thank you,
Shout
brother. I
you
appreciate
out.
you. Shout out to Jay. I texted him and we were sitting there talking. I go, bro, I said, I was raising my hand for like an hour and a half though. I was like, yo, listen,
like this dude gonna pull up Evan Mack. I'm like, what the hell?
Listen, I looked at shout out to Wombo. What up, bro? I was looking at B Sacks. I go, B Sacks, don't you know me? If you don't bring this damn microphone on here, the hell wrong with you? But John Norman said, that being said, you can only know what you know, and it sounds like there's some things that I don't know about Shaq. Admittedly, that is a certain possibility. Oh no, bro, I'm just saying he's not the best example is what I'm trying to say. That's all.
Oh, he's not. He's got his own fetishes out there.
That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah, okay, but listen, fellas. Listen.
Real quick, because about Evan, your question. There's a very popular podcast called Smart Wrestling Fan. I think it's the longest running wrestling podcast on earth. It started in like 2004, and they do a good job, but they got way too political lately. They actually talked about your question, and they were like, "How are you going to ask Triple H if this is the greatest era in wrestling when this is happening?" I'm like, "They're talking about Evan right now."
Good. I'm glad they did that. And
we got some shine, baby.
And I asked about that because that was the damn question I wanted to ask. That's why.
We was talking about on the podcast.
I'll say it before and I'll say it again. You ask what you want. I ask what I want. 3 questions about sexual assault, I believe, are enough.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to answer it this time. If Evan would have asked me, now I'm going to go deep into it."
Right.
What was he going to say?
Did you listen to him? He was like, "This is what I'm going to say about this. Moving on. That's it. We're done."
I mean, he could have handled the dodging, but he a stiff dude. He could have handled it with a little more fluidity. He got caught up in the muck, but he didn't know how to react. He just didn't know how to react because, like, this is what. Hold on, real quick. This is what pisses me off. People are like, yeah, he had to have read a 64-page. No, he didn't. It was 2 days, and he had the Royal Rumble to prepare for and SmackDown. How in the hell does this man have the time? Does he not have to sleep? He is control of creative for the #1 company in the world as it pertains to sports entertainment / pro wrestling. The motherfuckers act like it was 2 months before. No, he just got addressed 2 days prior. Dude, come on.
I'll say it before and I'll say it again.
Y'all?
I'll say it before and I'll say it again. There's not a wrestling fan in the world that can make me do what they want me to do. So I appreciate them talking about me on the podcast, but you do what you do and I do what I do because push comes to shove. I am a real person. And I'm telling you right now, one day you might have to see me. And I'm telling you, I'm not as nice as people think I am all the time. The biggest mistake people make is letting the smooth taste. The biggest mistake people make is letting the smooth taste fool you. Do not let the smooth taste fool you. I take things very personally sometimes. So you can hide behind the podcast, but if I ever see you, I will pull up on you straight up. Straight up. That's just how I am, man. I'm telling you. As I get older, I'm not getting more tolerant. I'm getting less tolerant for whatever reason.
Except the pull-ups are happening more frequently. You got
why the hell Well, would I ask that? Because the hell I wanted to ask it. What the hell you talking about? But listen, WrestleMania 40 is approaching. Let me tell you something, man. I swear before God, man. The tribal chief comes out with the slow bop. The greatest entrance in the professional wrestling is Roman Reigns' entrance. But Evan, he doesn't do anything. I go, that's why it's the best. He just walks out. That's the best entrance in wrestling. He comes out with the slow bop. Paul Heyman, Solo, Jimmy, walks into the ring, cuts to me one of his best promos of his career. I don't give a damn.
My guy on fire.
I don't get
that boy still sizzling.
He lit a match to Seth Rollins and just left.
I motivated that man. I said, you better not ever let him talk to your ass like that again. He heard
and he
me.
was like, and then Seth Rollins came back. He goes, that's right, no pop. I said,
woo!
Hey,
he shot Chef clean in the chest.
I said, do you have any idea what kind of control this man is? I'm serious from a character perspective. I don't think people understand this kind of control. I showed Heidi this promo and I said, this was the point in the Matrix when they thought they killed Neo. That's the kind of mode he's in right now. This is the part where he rises up and starts stopping bullets. And it's like, no. And he starts moving super fast. That's the mode that Roman Reigns is now for his career. He is in so much control. He doesn't let the crowd dictate, but he answers the crowd and keeps it moving, doesn't break stride. Cuts one of the best promos of his career. I don't give a damn. They're like, he buried the title. I go, whatever. And Cody Rhodes music comes in. Cody Rhodes comes out. Everything's fine. Everything's hunky-dory. Then Cody Rhodes said he won't be challenging Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Then the crowd didn't know what to do. Then all of a sudden, finally, The Rock has come back to ruin WrestleMania, apparently. And here's my question to you fine folks in the chat, to you fine folks listening to the Kick Rock Wrestling podcast. What the hell happened? I thought we all liked Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I thought he could do no wrong. I thought he cured cancer. I thought he was the answer for hunger. I thought he was the man to unite all fifth elements. Damn Lilu. It is not Lilu Dallas. It is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He is the supreme being. He is the fifth element. He will save us. And then I got on Twitter. And then I seen all the dislikes from the videos.
That was your first mistake.
So, Chef Justin T, what the hell is going on?
So, I'm conflicted because of everybody involved, right?
He said flipping. Ooh.
I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. I don't know if I'm supposed to be worried because The Rock has ruined, allegedly, has ruined Fast and the Furious, has ruined DC, and now
Jumanji,
and now the Grim Reaper is back to ruin the WWE. So I'm worried, and I'm worried because I don't need someone getting the itch that he wants to wrestle when he feels it's convenient for him, and he's railroading allegedly other people, right? It also, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about, like, in all of this. I'm a Rock fan. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm a Dwayne Johnson fan. As we've talked about, as a brand, he's amazing. As a person, he's giving. He's also not perfect, right? Great tequila, great energy drink, all of that. But it seems I thought we all wanted this match. I thought we all wanted him to pull up, right? I thought we all wanted him to pull up to LA last year or the year before that or the year before that. And he would never show up. And now he's been showing up, and now people have a problem with him showing up. And now, certain demographics of people are out here on these keyboards highly offended, as if he, committed an act of terrorism or something. Like, I don't know what is going on. There's got to be a reason. Like, all of these guys are really smart individuals. You already mentioned Triple H, DPJ, David. He's extremely smart and has clearly shown he's capable of producing great shows and having everything make sense, right? I don't think any of these people in charge, whether or the talent themselves, whether it's Roman, Cody, Seth, Dwayne, they all know what they're doing, and I don't think this is on a whim. I think this has been a plan of some sort.
Ooh, you think so? You think
I
so?
think this is some sort of audible because of what happened at the Rumble, because of a guy who is just an old guy.
Who?
Nope, I'm moving right on past it. In short, I'm conflicted because I want The Rock to be there, but I want it to make sense. And I'm gonna stick with my theory and maybe alter it a little, that I think you're gonna get double Roman at WrestleMania.
Listen, I've been talking about double Roman for years, but go ahead.
Now, I don't know what the order of operations. I'll pull out PEMDAS. I don't know if it's going to be parentheses, exponents, multiplication, what have you.
Oh, snap.
That boy went back to high school. Damn.
He digging deep.
I don't know the order of how it's going to happen, but I feel like in order for everyone to be happy, they're leaving a lot of things open-ended where we're assuming Cody's not going to wrestle WrestleMania. We're assuming The Rock is going to wrestle at WrestleMania. Still hasn't said anything, right? There's still a way to make this all work because nothing has been set in stone. No one's made decisions. Cody hasn't picked somebody. Seth hasn't really convinced someone to fight him. Like I said, Cody's talking about moving his goalposts or but yet saying taking everything away from you. And how else would that happen if it's not Roman Reigns fighting twice or fighting at the next couple pay-per-views, which if you read what the trolls post, they say he's not going to be in Australia. So then that further explains my point that then he's got to pull up on Saturday and Sunday. He got to go double header, like it's the major leagues. Give me the day game and the night game, right? That's the only way I feasibly see everyone involved and it works out. Or unless you just do the lazy thing and make it a triple threat.
I'll be pissed.
I don't know how else to really do this. Like if Cody 180s and says, I know I shook your hand and I know you want to fight him, but I want to fight him too. Like that would be the laziest fucking writing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
If they do that, I would rather Cody fight twice and fight The Rock to fight Roman Reigns or something of that nature where Cody fights twice or Roman fights twice and you get some sort of resolution out of that. And the whole other thing, I can't fucking stand people when it comes.
We got two of them in the same paragraph.
When you
going X-rated tonight, baby,
and they are caught up in their feelings because someone else, and I hope it's not about race. I really, really do. I hope it's not about the color of his skin.
Me either.
And I hope it's just the fact that people are the vocal Cody fans are just going over the top, and it's disgusting. And I cannot, and I'm trying. I almost stay off of this because it's so reprehensible that people can say these things and expect people not to be hurt by it or to be scared by it or to feel threatened. Like, it's fake, guys.
At the end of the day.
Not real.
At the end of the day, the bumps are real, the injuries are real, some of the storylines are real, but at the end of the day, this is scripted content.
Yep.
Somebody else go, because I can go all day about these idiots on the internet that need to get out of their parents' basements, go get a job, to go get some sort of real hobbies in their life, because whatever wrestling has done to you has pushed you over the edge that you are threatening athletes and actors who are performing for camera
Performance.
for you. It's performance art, and they're taking
JMC. JMC, what you got, bro?
Okay, so for the first time ever, like Chef started off by saying I'm conflicted. I don't even know what I want as a fan right now, and I don't think most people do. But I can tell you one scenario that I pitched to Evan, and I think I'm probably not the first one to say it. What I think would actually save WrestleMania, in the words of the great Dwayne Johnson, which is pretty ridiculous to say. Night one, you get Seth versus Cody. You get Roman versus The Rock. Then the only way to make this make sense, in my opinion, is then night two, winner of Seth Cody takes on the winner of Roman and Rock. And you'd have to unify the titles that way, winner take all. But that's the most predictable ending almost of all time. Predictable doesn't mean wrong, doesn't mean bad. They're also not going to do that because then one television show is left without a world champion. Although I think with how much the other titles mean, with Logan Paul holding the U.S. title, who's obviously a celebrity in his own right, and then Gunther, what he's made the Intercontinental title, I think you can get away with that. I've never been a fan of so many titles. That's why it annoys me with AEW so much. But I don't think they're going to do that. I just think that'd be interesting, and that's one way to get it all done in one fell swoop. The more these fans spew this acerbic, venomous bullshit, the more I want to see Rock and Roman for some reason. Call me a contrarian. I didn't want it at first, at least not in this context, at this year's WrestleMania or with screwing Cody out of his spot. But now I kind of do. Now I kind of want to see, I just want to see the train wreck and what happens. But for the first time in a long time, I'm intrigued by a lot of things that are happening in WWE. I mean, Raw was promo heavy last night from several different people, and I thought they all did a fantastic job with it. What I didn't like is the stall tactic of not letting Cody say a word. It's like we made Cody look like an idiot by, and I'm not the same person like he's buried. They bury this. Sometimes people have to look bad or else they never look good. And guys, when people talk shit, somebody's gonna get buried, so it's okay. But for Cody not to say anything or not to get any licks in or do anything, it looks like a blatant stuff. I'm a little bit worried about that. The only thing that I can say I really do not want is a triple threat. And I think I can agree with everything Chef said too, except for the one monkey wrench in all of that is that audibly, Cody said, I'm coming for everything, just not at WrestleMania. So by saying that, now your babyface superhero, almost John Cena level guy that you position like this is going to have to go back on his word or tell a lie if he's going to do that. And I don't like that from a babyface. But it's not the end of the world. People will forgive and forget if they get a compelling story. I don't think WWE knows what they want and what they're going to do right now. But I can tell you this. Wrestling fans are the best and the worst fan base in the entire universe. They're the most loyal. They will stick it out. They will travel from countries around, but they're also the absolute worst, and they need to get a life, and they need to understand that there's bigger things going on. It's like people who like worship a presidential candidate. I'm like, that person wouldn't piss on you if your ass was on fire. And that goes for liberals and Republicans, or Democrats and Republicans. So it's like, guys, this is supposed to be fun. Like, we can analyze it, and that's what we do, but holy shit, man, relax a little bit. So, yeah, the more I either want to see fans get their heart broken and be disappointed or be jubilant and rejoice. Nothing in between. Give me something compelling. That's all I care about. No triple threat matches.
DP.
All right. Bring that energy, baby. Bring that energy. Keep it up. First things first. We know fans been begging for this match between Roman Reigns and The Rock for years. Like,
that's what I thought.
Let's be honest. I thought like since at least 2021. Number one, fans been begging for this shit like Boys to Men on bended knee. You hear me?
Down
like,
on bended knee.
Like New York was begging for Flavor Flav. You hear me? That's how bad the fans been begging for The Rock to come back.
Listen, New York ain't never begged for no Flavor Flav. Go ahead, though.
Either way, you know what I mean. But the point is, she was on Flavor of Love, Daddy. Don't forget that now. Yeah, it was a show.
Ugliest Negroes ever. But go ahead.
But the point is that the whole universe wanted this match. Now you get what you want. You get what you asked for. You was a good kid. you got what you wanted for Christmas, and then you look at your parents and then you tell them they ain't shit. This ain't what I want. Y'all ain't nothing. Matter of fact, I don't like this. I don't want this. I want something else. But mind you, one thing y'all didn't say is Cody Rhodes did exactly what The Rock did to Sami Zayn last year.
Same thing.
Everybody was cool with it.
Got him.
Same thing. Story.
Got him.
Hey, Sami Zayn got the hottest thing we've seen in years.
Hottest thing ever.
Cody Rhodes, bigger star, comes the Royal Rumble.
Wow.
Takes it all.
Wow.
Takes it all. Main event and all.
Checkmate.
Didn't matter. Nobody was bitching and moaning and crying and sending out death threats and all that other shit that was going on last year. But now we're going to do it because we get the super duper match because yes, they botched it. Okay, I'll admit the WWE botched the shit. SmackDown was stupid. Let's act like it didn't exist. All right, y'all, SmackDown didn't even happen because they want to act like it didn't happen on Raw. They're like, he ain't even made his decision. Dumbass, you ain't did. He said, I'm not going to WrestleMania. I'm coming for everything, just not at WrestleMania.
Period.
That's what he said. That's not what I said. That's what Cody Rhodes said. But apparently, because, they got 500,000 dislikes. But here's the thing. The Rock's bringing more views than ever, other than CM Punk, I guess. But he's bringing these type of views. It allows opportunities for there to be dislikes. Rocky sucks. Hey, I'm in St. Louis, and they asses better be careful. He'll take the UFL away from their ass like the NFL did. You better calm down. Yeah, calm your ass down.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to help me explain. That's your people. That's your people.
Hey,
that's
man,
your people coming out of pocket.
I don't know what they was doing because they was letting. What happened was they let social media get them riled. Oh, St. Louis, it's on you. It's on you. Don't let them WWE get what they want. Let them know we want Cody, but we couldn't even figure out the right chant that we want. I had feet on the ground. My brother was there. He sent me some chants. Kick Rocks was there. I just wasn't there. My assistant was there. Hollered your boy 2 times when you see me. He was on the ground, daddy. And Cody was over, man. But there was too many sounds, so it was inaudible what you couldn't hear the crowd saying. But one thing, Seth, you did get your pop. Your song got the pop. You didn't get the pop. Your song got the pop, but you're stellar regardless. He didn't come at Roman Reigns, Mr. Big Pop. That's why I'm going to start calling Seth Rollins Big Pop. Yeah. Anyway. Back on topic. Then the match hasn't even been made, and then fans are in a tizzy. I don't understand why they so upset. A tizzy. Like you gonna threaten the man's daughter? Like this is that serious.
The Rock's daughter? Damn,
you're gonna threaten the Rock's daughter because you don't even know if you got what you didn't want, if you got what you wanted. No one knows. WrestleMania is 2 months from now. We can't allow the time for things to develop. And again, I'll repeat myself. They screwed up SmackDown. It was stupid. It didn't make any sense. It happened. Shit happens. Let them figure it out. Let's act like it didn't happen. Let's act like it didn't exist because they are. And then if you get Cody, it has to be like Evan, like Chef talked about on this podcast. It's got to be 2 nights. Roro got to pull double duty, but he's got to face Cody night 1. That way he can face Rock night 2 with no title, if that's how it's going to happen. But I'm cool with Cody not facing Roman at Mania because it seems like he ain't going to win anyway. And if you thought these fans was pissed off before, good God Almighty, let them lose to Roman Reigns twice. So they better shut their asses up.
Exactly.
And wait for him to beat Roman, say, after SummerSlam. That'd be more digestible. But if he takes the L twice, then his ass is gone. Cody Rhodes, as he is, doesn't exist. This dude is nuclear. He's like if Daniel Bryan met John Cena, all wrapped up in one. Right?
Listen, man. Let me talk. Let's be real, man. You know what? Can we just for 1 second stop and realize who the hell The Rock is? Are we crazy right now?
Seriously, tell them. I don't think they know.
That you must not. You must not, guys. I'm not being hyperbolic when I say he's an icon. I need you to look up what an icon is. He's a person that's worthy of a statue somewhere, legitimately. He has transcended sports entertainment to be one of the biggest actors in the history of the world. If you do not think that garners him a main eventing WrestleMania, you are smoking crack. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about the story. And I'm telling you right now, this is why I say what I say way before I say it. And you guys always roll your eyes because I'm thinking 10 steps ahead of you. I said Roman and Rock can't be for the title. And everyone's like, why? I go, this is why. Because you can't handle it. This is why. This is why I also said last year Cody should have went over. This is why.
Here we are.
Because it would have shut y'all's asses up. He would have had a nice little run, and then Roman and The Rock would have been for no title. And you guys would have no problem, but you're so pissed and upset that he didn't go over, which was a mistake because WWE loves round numbers and shit. 1,000 days, who gives a shit? Ain't nobody messing with that. Bruno Sammartino stuff is stupid. He wrestled in one place. That don't count. So I don't even consider him.
Hogan's is even worse, Ev. If I'm gonna cut you off real quick, it's even worse that the fact that you're calling him an icon and the internet community had the nerve to say, well, he used his new status at TKO to bully his way into wrestling at WrestleMania. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
You must be crazy.
Hey.
He's literally a part of the bloodline. What the hell are y'all? He goes, this is long-term storybooking, and they're circumventing it with some bullshit. I go, there's nothing more long-term than the bloodline.
That shit happened when he was born, dog.
When he was, this storyline started when his mother gave birth to him. What
in the 80s. Do these mofos not watch Young Rock? Come on, yo. This story's there. It's explained it all.
It's there. So what I'm trying to say is it's so many reasons why it's wrong. It's wrong because you should have gave Cody the title at 39. When The Rock didn't want to show up at SoFi, whatever reasons it was, I am telling you, it's probably because of some reshoot stuff, some Black Adam stuff, whatever the reason why, he was going to come in 39. He didn't come in 39. Cody was the pivot. That means Cody couldn't win because WWE never deviates from their plan that they planned for months. And that's one of their faults. They have to be able to pivot. When Cody turned out to be the pivot away from Dwayne, they still should have had Cody go over. Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns goes away for a year. Something happens. The build up to The Rock for WrestleMania 40. That happens. No one cares. No one cares.
Not even go away, Ev. It's not. He didn't have to go away. If Cody went over at 39, you continue the crumbling of the bloodline, which they did anyway.
There you go. That makes even more sense. So okay, put it like this. But we don't have a time machine. Because if we did, there's a whole bunch of girls I wouldn't have dated, and I would have righted all kinds of wrongs. So we don't got a time machine. What we do have now.
If Cody never tears his pec, then that makes WrestleMania him going over more believable. Him tearing
and another
his
thing,
pec.
That's true. And another thing that I always said, Evan, why'd you say he shouldn't have beat Seth Rollins 3 times? Because it doesn't make this match viable. It doesn't.
Right.
It don't.
It don't. Why do I think Seth Rollins going to win?
They did not have the guts to give Seth Rollins at least a cheap win in the rubber match. He should have won the second one. I don't care if it was via count out. I don't care if it was via roll up with the rope grab. They messed that up. Beats him 3 times in a row, and now you want people to kind of care about him and Seth at WrestleMania because the real issue of why this is all happening is because Phil Brooks can't wrestle.
For the people in the back, I don't think y'all heard him.
He's the one that has ruined this. Will you project your energy towards the real culprit? It is because of CM Punk. We can't wrestle.
It's because of Drew McIntyre. Oh, yeah.
You can blame the guy in the back.
I'm buying this shirt, baby.
After I set him on fire last week, you can go find him back there smoldering.
Listen, guys. Let's get down to brass tacks. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson versus Roman Reigns, they're already messing up the storyline because they should already have changed the match. It should be a tribal match with all of the Samoan lineage around the ring and a tribal combat match. Make it very different. I don't know why the hell they're not thinking about that. This is the things that piss me off about WWE. Who the hell do they have writing this stuff? That is the greatest freaking visual in the history of wrestling. If the entire bloodline surround, but Evan, they haven't done it yet. They ain't doing it. I've been begging them to do it. But listen, if you're hearing the sound of my voice, will y'all please do that? Will you please have Roman and Rock in the middle of the ring with every single member that is alive, part of that Samoan lineage, around the ring like a damn lumberjack match, and it'd be one of the most epic. You know why I say that? Because The Rock is looking very sluggish.
Every bit of 300 pounds too.
And that's another issue. Another issue is The Rock has to perform very well.
I thought he looked slimmer.
Slim don't got nothing to do with he did like the low. You know why? Because he heard this damn podcast. You better lose some weight. You better lose some damn.
Hey man, his face was slim. His body wasn't slim at all.
I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because Dwayne know he got to run them damn ropes, and when he did that one spine buster on Jinder, he was blown up.
He better not get caught up in the ropes like Braun Breaker. His ass gonna break in half. You gonna see an old beige Negro going flying, baby.
But listen. We to my final point. We really don't even know what's going on. That's the funniest part about death threats from Ava. You giving Ava Rain death threats, that sweet girl death threats about a storyline you don't even know about. Guys, who told you know the story? I don't give a damn what these knuckleheads with these dirt sheet leakers think they know. 1 minute they say one thing, the next day they say something else. Y'all don't know what the hell y'all talk about. Y'all just writing different.
Couldn't put a book on a shelf. How about that? Much less book a match.
One moment they're telling me it wasn't the plan all along. The next day they're telling me it was the plan all along. What is it, guy? Which is it? So what I'm trying to say is, who's to say Cody doesn't win the title? Who says that? He very well might. There's 2 nights now. He very well might walk out of Philly beating both of them on 2 different nights. Who knows? What if
That's gonna lead into the next topic too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but we really don't know. So what I'm trying to say is, let's enjoy the ride. Let's enjoy what these guys are having to create, because I think. Because I'm not, you gotta listen to me. I've said this a million times, but please listen to me when I'm telling you. I'm telling you from firsthand experience. They book things. WWE books things so far in advance. They hate when things deviate. So I'm telling you, Phil Brooks really messed up their plans, like for real. Like they already had it. I'm telling you, they had it laid out for a while. And when he got hurt, to Jordan's point, they really might not know what they wanted to do now. Like they're kind of like, okay, we kind of had Cody over here, and we kind of had Seth over here. Then Seth gets hurt, and they panicked a bit. Mm-hmm. So so what I'm trying to say, there's a lot of things going on right now that they don't understand. And yeah, to Jerome's point, what up, bro? Like Jacob Fatu's a free agent, and I've been calling for him to come in here and just body Roman Reigns, body. And then have a whole thing, because he's special. But what I'm trying to say is, for you guys to think that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Roman Reigns is not main event worthy for WrestleMania 40 in the city of brotherly love, I can tell you, I need you all to lay off crack.
Kick them crack rocks. How about that?
Because that's listen, but we don't know. I'm going to trust the process. Shout out to Joel Embiid. I'm going to trust Cody Rhodes. I'm going to trust Dwayne Johnson. And I believe, and I'm going to trust old Roro to bring this on home. And once again, you fans who think you're going to turn this into a Daniel Bryan situation, let me tell you why you're not. As much as I love Dave Bautista, and he is the greatest wrestling actor ever, don't get it twisted. He's so good. He's damn near I ain't calling him no more. He's an actor. He's not The Rock. That's the difference. For everyone thinks this is going to be a yes movement. Let me tell you what the problem is. The Rock is not doing Dave Bautista. He's bigger. He's bigger.
He said he got thick skin in his post. Y'all better be careful.
He don't though, but that's okay.
I know.
John Cena said one thing to him. Cena said one thing to him. He threatened his life on live TV. John Cena
thrown out. John Cena looked at that man and smiled. Boy, I said, John, you a bad MF for that, daddy. Cold-blooded. Like, ain't nobody undressed The Rock live and living color like John Cena did to
Stripped
that man.
him butt naked.
I understand why Chef put that man as the GOAT. He might have put him as the GOAT strictly for that alone.
Stripped him butt naked.
So what if night 2,
that man.
What if night 2 you have Rock Roman finish the show, right? And Cody changes his mind and pulls up at the end of the match and says, I changed my mind. I'm challenging you right now. After he didn't already, because we're talking about, can Rock go? Well, maybe he can't go 20 minutes. So what if it's like a 10-minute squash, but then Cody comes out and says, oh, you're not done yet?
What about Seth? What about that match? What are you doing with Cody? You're just gonna, because then it's telegraph. If you don't see Cody for 2 nights until part of the main event, I mean, what are we doing with Cody prior to that? We're gonna do Cody Drew. We're gonna run Cody Shinsuke. What are we doing with Cody to keep him busy, to keep the fans sitting on their hands until then?
I have no idea, because they're not gonna be happy in either way. So I was just thinking off the top of my head, what if
No, I was just asking. It's a good thought.
Because they're literally going by the seat of their pants at this point. So I don't know, if they clearly have thought about it, or a few people have sat down and said, here's some scenarios, because they're making him look like a sympathetic babyface, like a super sympathetic babyface. So it's like,
oh man, he over, man.
Right. So they're having him, lose spots, lose opportunities. He hasn't said anything since The Rock came out. And, for me, he's got to be able to bounce back in a way that he saves face and goes over in a way that says he waited for the right opportunity when he thought he was being passed over. Like, you can turn this whole thing around.
You can.
So I don't know. Like you said, can you? I guess Seth finishes night 1 against Drew. I don't know.
Listen, the most important press conference in history of WWE is coming up on Thursday. I kid you not.
Yeah, man. I'm off for that too, baby.
Very, very, very important press conference. And we'll see what happens. Listen, before we let me transition. I got an issue, man.
Uh-oh. Stay seated, baby.
Uh-oh. Nobody move.
I got an issue.
Whoop that trick.
Yeah. I got an issue with Trick. I got an issue with Trick Williams. Hold on. Jerome. The press conference is when we should hopefully see the big picture as to what WrestleMania will look like. They pushed that hard during the commercial break. Exactly what I'm trying to say, Jerome. Like, that's what I mean. Very, very important press conference. I got an issue with Trick Williams. Now listen, y'all gonna have to explain something to old Evan Mack. Maybe he's getting long in the tooth. His hair is thinning at the top. He's starting to lose a bit of his hair. Oh, my hairline's always been pushed back. I realized that. I used to think my hairline was getting pushed back. No, I used to think my hairline was getting pushed back. Then look at a video. I looked at a photo when I was like 13. Like, I always had a big forehead. I go, damn. So I've always had a big forehead, but so my hairline's never been down here ever. I used to think it was. I used to think it was down here. And then I seen an old picture of me in like a middle school. I was like, damn, I always had a big forehead. All right, whatever. But anyways, listen. Check this out. Okay, y'all gonna have to explain this. And I'm gonna tell you, y'all ain't gonna have no explanation, but maybe you will. Okay, let's do this real quick. The wrestler at NXT, his name is Trick Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Correct.
He wrestles. He wrestles right. Okay. When he wrestles well, the fans chant, "Whoop that trick." Okay, Evan, what's your point? Why are they chanting "Whoop that trick" when his name is Trick?
Because they like to chant.
Okay, that's the first correct answer. Second question. Whoop That Trick is in reference to beating the shit out of a prostitute.
Great movie.
Now,
phenomenal.
Another conundrum is a trick isn't actually the prostitute. It's the John.
It's the John.
The guy.
So I ask you, fine fellows, and I've read the article with this Jamoke that wrote the original song, and he's from Memphis, and I'm gonna keep it real light because some Memphis dudes go hard. He pull up on me right now and start dumping. So let me say things respectfully.
We don't want that smoke from that.
Remember I pull up on some podcasters. I ain't pulling up on nobody from Memphis. That's neither here nor there. Hell no.
They bred different down there. I got Kim folk living down there.
Lord have mercy, Lord Jesus. But anyways, Lord Jesus, boy, they'll shoot you for giving them the wrong piece of chewing gum. But listen, so I will say this. He says, and he's very, very incorrect, even about his own song. He says that this song is about the underdog. I go, what? Here goes my point. My point is, does WWE, because they post it every day, do they understand the implications and the ramifications for saying whoop that trick on national TV? Because it is indeed in reference of a pimp putting a hoe in her place. This is not hyperbole. This is what it is. So fellas in the show, people on the chat, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, why the hell is Trick Williams? First of all, no Negro should be named Trick anyway. First and foremost. Second and for least, why are we saying whoop that trick to a man named Trick? Take it away.
I'm utterly confused by just the thought, because, like, what are you saying? Whoop that? All right, we talking about that over there? And trick? I don't know, because we all know what trick means. You know, hey, you out there getting tricked. Can you dig it? You ain't trying to get whooped because, you know, you trying to get some other than getting whooped. You trying to whoop something if you a trick. You hear me? Yeah. Trying to get into it. But it don't make no sense because it's just a nice beat and it's something for to get a chant over. And I guess they think because they're TV 14, it really doesn't matter. And you can give a spot for Booker T to do his little thing, you know. But other than that, I don't know.
This makes no sense. I'm asking a rhetorical question. This makes no sense. He's getting over. I go, this is stupid. Bro, if you get over with this chant, you are doing a disservice. This is for real, creative, WWE creative. Do y'all really know what that really means? I'm questioning if you do. For real, man. Like, and if you do, if you think this is because you've seen this at the Memphis Grizzlies grindhouse, they're wrong too. Y'all watch Hustle and Flow, man. Y'all watch Hustle and Flow. JMC, what say you, brother?
Exceptional.
We talk about this all the time, and we message each other about how stupid this is. And this is something that WWE is going to probably have to answer for years from now, if not before. I mean, like, not only is it like inappropriate, but it's like it does not make any sense at all. And it's quite frankly, like, with all the connotations that are there and an African American being called that, there's so many optics that are terrible about that, and especially now. Don't be surprised. Maybe they'll do something about it now that all this stuff came out. And one thing that we kind of failed to neglected, one way that this served its purpose with all this confusion with Rock and Cody and stupid stuff like Trick Williams, it did divert our attention from the other headlines. It sure did. I mean, maybe not in like the niche market of the internet wrestling community as much, but the top of mind awareness, if you Google anything wrestling related, is look, The Rock's name is in Bleacher Report and Sports Illustrated, and will The Rock headline WrestleMania? And it's not about the other stuff. But with everything happening even now, like, I don't know if the people that are in charge of NXT, like Shawn Michaels, are out of touch and don't know what that means. They've never heard it before. But I mean, how is it going to take, like, them making a T-shirt that kids are going to want to buy, where they're like, maybe we shouldn't have this?
They're going to make a T-shirt too.
Whoop that trick
already. This is whoop that trick definition. What you do when your girlfriend gets out of line. Basically giving her a pimp slap when she acts up. Hello? Uh-oh. Man, they're calling this dude Trick Williams and they say whoop that trick. Yeah. This dude's getting over. Bruh. This is what people don't understand about why chants are so dangerous when you are the chant instead of the wrestler. When you're the I don't give a damn about the whoa, whoa, whoa bullshit. Seth can wrestle. He don't need them. He don't need that theme song. He don't. I know bell to bell, promo for promo. He really doesn't need that. Before that theme song got modified and he was Monday Night Messiah and he was the architect, he was still that dude. But there's certain people that are just their theme song. That's what I say. When soon as Shinsuke's music's over, people stop cheering. That's what they do. As soon as it's over. So what I'm trying to say is if you guys are putting this dude over because of whoop that trick, you are in for a rude awakening. This is the stupidest thing y'all are doing right now. When I heard them chant, I go, wait a minute, are they chanting that?
Loudly.
And proudly for some reason.
And it takes away from the young man who actually can go.
Yeah.
The young man actually has talent.
I think they honestly just heard, the fans of the Memphis Grizzlies doing it, and they thought it was cool, and it was just using simple wordplay and being lazy about it, and thinking, "Oh, that could work because our fans chant, and we can get, get him over and help him get over by doing that." Because you're right, like he can wrestle. The song, like. It has no words. It's just a beat. It's like a Fruity Loops trap beat, like basic.
Whoa!
I'm just saying, like it is like
Fruity Loops.
Fruity Loops.
It's a basic.
Everybody can be a producer,
right? So I get it, and to have something, because I kid you not, I wouldn't be surprised if it was on, if they overlay it on the beat. I wouldn't be surprised if
it's happening. It's going to happen.
I actually looked to see if there was a shirt. There's not a shirt yet.
Y'all better vet this thing.
WWE's so tone deaf about a lot of things, and I think another thing, not to go back to The Rock, but I think he's tone deaf on a lot of things too. Maybe he's just so big, but he's still out of touch in some ways, and so is WWE, as we know. But I also think part of that whole thing is I don't think anyone, including especially him, he's like, they'll never boo me. This isn't going to be a Daniel Bryan Batista scenario. I'm The Rock. There's no way. So I don't think they anticipated that. That's another reason they're scrambling. But they're clearly still out of touch with stuff like that, and obviously with Trick.
Hey, Mr. It's okay. Let's to put a bow on this. For anybody that thinks I'm off base here, so what's a trick, guys? When you say that, when you say whip that trick, what are you saying? Tell me what you're saying. What is it?
In that context?
That's what I'm just trying to say. You're saying whip that trick. Let's say that song. Let's say that song. Well. No, let's say that song doesn't exist. What are you saying? Just tell me what you're saying.
It can't be his opponent because his name is Trick. That's like if I'm fighting Chef.
That's my point.
People are chanting.
Makes no sense.
What's that Chef? I'm like, wait a minute. Like.
So let's say trick. Let's say the word trick meant flowers and daisies. What the hell what are we talking about? That's what I want to know. What are we doing here? Guys, I don't like things that don't make sense that get over. It doesn't make sense. His name is Trick Williams. Why would you say whoop that trick? What?
Makes no sense. This dude named Trick. Like, what are you trying to tell him? Whoop his ass? I thought y'all wanted to cheer for the man. How you want his ass kicked? I don't know.
Are they putting a comma in there? I don't know. Are they saying like whoop that?
Please, Trick.
Yeah, like.
Oh my God.
I don't know nothing, man. I don't know a damn thing about a damn thing. Yo, JMC, you got a top 10, brother? What?
I do, man. I do. A healthy top 10. And feel free, guys, to chime in on any of this because I've had.
I'm gonna go run grab my water real quick. I'm
gonna let you cook. We're gonna let you cook, and then we'll compartmentalize.
Yeah,
so
right
I didn't know
back.
if you've been listening to the pod. I don't know if you know this, but everyone's number 9 has come into scrutiny. So I want to see if you keep the streak going. So
I definitely will.
Oh wow, the streak might continue. So both number 9s have been called into scrutiny by Chef and DP. So keep the streak going, brother.
All right. So for a little bit of context, I'm going by what's important to me, and there's 6 categories, all rated out of 10. So if you want to play along, you can say, what would I give this wrestler out of these things, rating out of 10? The things that they are being rated on, first and foremost, is charisma. That is different than mic skills. That's your natural presence. Do you feel and look like a superstar when you come out? 2, your promo ability. Can you sell a match? Can you sell yourself? Can you be entertaining on the microphone? 3, I go with in-ring ability. That has to be there. That should be a given. Nowadays, it's more prevalent than ever, but that's not as important to me as being a superstar and being box office. 4, I go with longevity, and that is a double-edged sword because that means how long you've been great, but that also comes into my next category, which is awareness. What do you do with your career? Just because you're there for long doesn't mean that you are necessarily better than someone who's there for a shorter period of time. You have to be aware when it's time to pivot, whether to become a manager or take a back seat. So we'll get to that. And then the last one is innovation. What do you do that changed the game? What do you do outside of the industry to make yourself a bigger star? What do you do to innovate and get the generations after you ready to be successful as well? So all those criteria out of 10, and I have my top 10. And I'll get to honorable mentions towards the end because you guys know these lists are not easy to make. You got to leave people off all the time. So
it sucks.
Feel free to
leave somebody off.
It does. So with number 10, I go Hulk Hogan at number 10 all time for a lot of reasons. I don't even want to put him on the list, but I got to go with who I think is the best based on criteria. Hulk Hogan was obviously very charismatic in the 80s and 90s. He pivoted when he saw himself, whether it was a selfish decision or not. He knew when it was time to become one of the greatest heels of all time in kayfabe, not in real life. He did that later on. As far as in-ring, he left a little to be desired, so he gets points off for that. Longevity, some people say he stayed too long, although I thoroughly enjoyed his last runs with Shawn Michaels and Randy Orton, although that's where it goes to awareness. He could have done a lot to put those guys over, put them in positions to be successful, but he won both matches. Maybe Shawn Michaels I can understand, but not the legend killer Randy Orton. No, can't do that. And then awareness, Hulk Hogan, or innovation. Hulk Hogan obviously innovated the business in a lot of ways. Where he loses points in this, there's a whole generation of people that knows more about Hulk Hogan because his kids are misbehaving. They know about Gawker, they know about sex scandals, and they know about racism, and they don't even know how much he contributed to the business. So I can't put him in my top 5. Definitely can't put him number 1 for all those reasons. But I think, and I don't want to speak for everyone on this list, or everyone in this room rather, but to put him off the top 10 is difficult to do because he contributed a lot to the industry. I don't like the guy.
Indeed.
But at number 10.
Agreed.
Number 9. Here we go. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at number 9.
Oh, hell no.
We got another hijack moment at number 9, Daddy.
Oh, hell no.
Hey, get him, Evan. Get him, Evan. What you got to say? Mr. I don't know what I'm doing that Heartbreak Kid, now I want to hear you.
Oh, hell. I'm going to let him give his explanation, but it's
Start the show over.
It sure better be spicy. It better be, boy, boy.
Natural charisma, 10 out of 10. Easy. Promo.
Easy.
This is some bullshit.
Promo for The Rock. I go 8 out of 10 for promo for The Rock because he has not been innovative.
8 out of 10?
8 out of 10. The Rock has done the same shtick since the Attitude Era, and you guys know it. John Cena exposed him in their feud, and the only thing that I think The Rock said that was incredible during the whole John Cena feud is when he said, "Visitor." He said, and when it comes to WWE, The Rock ain't no goddamn visitor. He's like, this is a house that The Rock helped build. I was like, okay, finally something new, Rock. That's not shtick. That's not pie. That's not. He actually had the crowd chant, "You are an asshole." That about Austin Theory. That
so stupid. So stupid.
But that shows the power.
It does. but just because
you are an asshole and you are a douchebag, I mean, it's cheesy, but he gets it done. Doesn't matter.
In the crowd,
you can ask that man to sell paint to a can and he'd be able to do it.
I agree. Longevity, it's hard to, I mean, he's been around, but John Cena said, "You know, I've been an active WWE superstar longer than you." And that was in 2013, he said. 2012, he said that.
This is some bullshit, man.
Evan, I thought I could only make Chef make that look. You see why Chef looking?
I'm disgusted.
We can't even be Facebook friends.
Oh, damn!
If you guys can tell me the last great Rock match and what year it was, I'd love to hear it.
Listen, WrestleMania 40, but I'll let you keep going.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Let me stop that. I don't know.
Go ahead, man. What's your next? Go ahead, man. We gotta move on because I swear to God.
Yeah, this will take forever. At number 8, I have Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just one.
Man, hold on, man. Wait a minute. What the hell is going on up in here? What the?
That's your friend.
I don't know this, man.
Wait, you think Austin should be higher?
Hold on.
Go. You got to do your criteria first. You got to do your.
That just happened. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all.
Austin's presence, especially during the Attitude Era, arguably the most popular star of all time. Promo, I think Austin's even got better over the years. I think as far as being an interviewer and a podcast, I think he's one of the best in the world.
He really is. He really is.
His in-ring, actually, as the ringmaster and in WCW was incredible. He didn't have to do that. He was more of a brawler in WWE. So I don't take anything away from him. He worked the main event pro style. Longevity, he didn't have a massively long run as Stone Cold Steve Austin. If you continue what he's doing nowadays, I mean, he still comes around and gives people the stunner, but he's not active, so I don't count that. So a little bit points off for longevity. Awareness, I think Austin's always done the right thing for business, with the exception of when he walked out of Brock Lesnar, but his heart was in the right place. He just handled it wrong. And innovation, Austin continues to innovate. So top points for that. But and obviously his neck injury played a lot into his longevity. But number 8, Steve Austin. Number 7, I go Nature Boy Ric Flair. As far as natural charisma, it's not even a question. Promos, a lot of guys who talk today would not be talking the way that they do without Ric Flair's influence. In ring, some people will criticize Ric Flair and say he has the same match with everyone. I don't necessarily think that's true, but some of his things do get repetitive. He has his spots, but everybody does.
He's a good worker, though.
I give Ric Flair major points off for longevity and awareness because he's overstayed his welcome in the ring. I think he really will die in the ring or on top of a beautiful woman. one of the two, and he really will. And innovation, I mean, I think Ric Flair is now comes across more as kind of like a dirty old man who's past his prime, but he's still one of the greats. So number 7, it's not like that's a bad place to be. I got other guys ahead of him for other reasons. So feel free to pick this apart. But moving forward, at number 6, I have The Undertaker. The natural charisma, his is different. He's one of the only people who can get away without cutting great promos, although towards the end of his career, it was cool to see him talk. And obviously the guy can talk and he's very intelligent, but his natural charisma worked for him. And I don't think anybody else in the world could have pulled off the gimmick that he did. The greatest character creation of all time. I don't think anyone would.
100%.
In ring, for a big man, 9 out of 10. Longevity, obviously he gets a lot of people will say that he had this storied long career, which he did, but towards the end he was working one day a year, but that was the charm of WrestleMania, so that's okay in the Undertaker's situation. As far as awareness goes, though, I think he faked his retirement a couple times, but he put some guys over on the way out, including Roman Reigns, obviously Brock Lesnar. We can argue about the streak all day. In retrospect, did that make Brock one of the most dominant entities in WWE for a long time? So I can't argue with that decision. And who's more legitimate than Brock Lesnar? So The Undertaker next on the list. After The Undertaker at number 5, I have Chris Jericho.
Ooh.
As far as charisma and promo, one of the best that ever did it.
So good.
I really miss 2008 short hair suit Chris Jericho more than anything else. I thought that was such an interesting pivot from the Ayatollah of rock and rolla and the way he went. And obviously in the ring, Jericho's excellent. For longevity and awareness, Chris gets a few points off, and this is the only place I can say that he gets a few points off. And it's not that I think he sucks in the ring or he needs to like go away. I really want to see Chris Jericho morph into the Paul Heyman of AEW, where he still works
100%.
Has a stable of guys. He can talk for them if they can't talk. I mean, think of what he could do for guys like Garcia.
Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, or guys like there's some other guys that are escaping me right now that he could actually really
listen.
help, like,
what's it called? That Wayne dude, freaking
Nick Wayne,
Guevara.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Darby Allin.
Darby.
Yeah. And for innovation, I mean, Chris has started the Jericho Cruise. He was one of the first in the podcast space, other than Colt Cabana, but he's a bigger name, obviously. He's been on various game shows and television shows. He does have a legitimate music career, if you want to call it that. Some people aren't Fozzy fans, but Chris has done a lot outside of the industry to move the product forward. So Chris Jericho, number 5. Number 4, I have the Game, Triple H.
Ooh, that is spicy.
I think Triple H's promos are a lot better than people will give him credit for. Arguably the greatest supporting character of all time. He put Randy Orton over, he put Batista over, he put The Rock over, he put Steve Austin over at the height of all their careers for generations. He also had long title runs. I mean, the charisma's there. He looks like a superstar. He was presented as a superstar. A lot of people will say he abused his power for years. I wasn't there, so I don't know. Maybe he was the right guy at the right time. And there's always more money, right, guys, in a chase for a babyface chasing a title than having the title and having the heel go after him. So Triple H was the guy for so many of those guys, and look what he's doing now. Helping propel the product and the brand to new heights. So Triple H is a lot higher on my list than I even thought. At number 3, I have Randy Orton, and the more I think about Randy, the more I like him. To me, I mean, he feels like a star every time I see him. I think he's getting better with age. I don't know how he looks the way he looks. His promos are criminally underrated, in my opinion. He's got a very straight, almost deadpan delivery, but I love that about him. In the ring, I think he's one of the best at working like the pro WWE style. He's been around a lot longer than people think. He was at the tail end of the Attitude Era, just getting his beak wet. So his longevity is there. I think he knows when to lose. He's certainly put a lot of people over. He certainly has some huge wins. And then outside of the ring, I give Randy a lot of credit. When it wasn't cool to be a WWE superstar, he hung around and, he was there. He had plenty of offers to do a lot of things. And yet still, like, look at the RKO memes and the gifts and all that stuff that a lot of people know his finisher more so than they know him. That's not necessarily a great thing, but I think the average casual person, if I walk outside, most people know who Randy Orton is. So
they done seen Randy Orton take down a damn airplane with that RKO out of nowhere.
Baby.
And he's not even done yet. Number 2, I have the great Shawn Michaels, HBK. In my opinion, the best in-ring performer of all time. I don't think that's breaking news.
He's special.
The charisma's there.
He up there.
He's got some great promos that are very underrated that I love. In-ring, obviously great. Longevity. I don't put Shawn Michaels even in the top 5 if he doesn't have the comeback of 2002 and do what he did after that. I think his first career is still Hall of Fame worthy, but I put him on the level of like a Razor Ramon or Kurt Hennig until he came back and was better than ever. Innovation, I mean, he's the Heartbreak Kid. He's one of the best of all time. And before I get to number 1, I want you guys to know that all of these people are within like 2 points of each other. And I had to go to my top 18 and rate them on my list. So very quick, I have in lightning speed. At number 18, I have Scott Hall. Number 17, Kurt Hennig. 16 is Bret Hart. 15, RVD. 14 already with a decade to go, Roman Reigns. 13, I have Brock Lesnar, who I think is very underrated. And it's not popular to say his name, but I damn near put Brock in my top 5. 12, I have Kurt Angle. 11, Randy Savage. And then 10, Hulk Hogan. So you guys heard the rest. These are all within 1 or 2 points of each other, guys. So it might have come down to like their longevity, or it might have come down to like if I think one contributed more to the business. So they're all very, very close. But number 1, I have number one, I have John Cena, who, based on my list, is damn near a perfect wrestler. I don't know.
You can't see me.
Go.
Is there a better babyface promo of all time than John Cena?
No.
No.
You will not find it. It's impossible.
It's the hardest thing to do.
The hardest thing to do is get over as a babyface and stay over as a babyface. That's why he's the GOAT. It's so much easier to be a heel. It's so much easier to be a heel. You get to do all the cool shit.
Yep.
Hey man, John Cena was saying some cool shit though. He was talking his shit.
No, but you're making my point. He can do both. He can do both.
Yeah, I know.
Dr. Thugonomics is almost better than babyface Cena. Go ahead, Jay.
Looks like I'm the only one by myself that don't have Cena in one.
You ain't heard my list. You ain't heard my list.
I know who's number one at your list. Evan, Coco. John Cena pulled up and gave you a shout out on YouTube. Your ass better pick his ass in number one.
You know who my number one. Go ahead, Jay.
That's all I got, guys. I mean, I know it's these. Everybody in the top 18 is separated by like 3 or 4 points.
Yeah.
Man. It's so hard. It's so hard to put everybody in. Rock at number 9 is very hard, but that's only because I have not seen The Rock innovate, and I've not seen The Rock reinvent himself the way Shawn Michaels and
Shawn Michaels was the same dude from 2002 to 2010.
He's getting pushed back. That number 9 getting pushed back. Number 9's been getting pushed back from everybody.
I meant to say Chris Jericho. I'm sorry, not Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is relatively the same guy. But like I'm just saying, The Rock has been The Rock for a long time, and I think the same way that Shawn Michaels cut down Hogan, he said, "You're surviving off a reputation that you made 20 years ago." And I was like, that to me, that's what The Rock still is in a lot of ways, and I love The Rock. I own every piece of Project Rock clothing there is.
And if number 9 wasn't a shock, coming in at number 8, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now that was a shocker.
I actually like Steve Austin, the person, more than the wrestler, if that's even possible.
Listen, it's a good list. It's a good list.
It's a good list. Very eclectic.
They all have been good. You know, we gotta push back. That's what we do. That's what we do with number 9s. Number 9s get the pushback all around.
Yeah. Hijack. It was gonna be a shocker. I was just waiting for The Rock.
Damn. I didn't see that coming in a million years.
My favorite.
JMC, were you out there tweeting we weren't Cody? Damn.
No, dude. My favorite feud of all time is Cena and Rock, and I thought I don't even think it was remotely close.
I can't push back on y'all.
John cooked The Rock, and people that love The Rock don't want to admit it. Oh, but now all of a
made me
sudden,
look in the mirror about John Cena. Like,
I did.
What am I doing?
Had to come to Jesus moment. Listen,
I'm sorry, John.
Yeah, we gonna wrap this up with the final thing we gonna talk about is listen. It looks like Miss Mercedes is coming to AEW. When I was talking to the Connect, we were talking for like a couple months, and he was like, "Yo, just keep it on the low. I'm trying to get her to go to the one spot, but I think she's gonna go to the other spot." And I was like, "Okay, I'll keep my mouth shut. What's happening?" And like, I think she's gonna go to the other spot. And I was like, gotta say, okay, all right. So I'll come on here and say I'll stand corrected. He was believe you me. I wanted to go to the other spot, and I was like, okay, I'll leave it at that, and then we'll move on, and we'll just keep it real light and very hush hush. So it's looking like it's going down. Mercedes Moné has chosen All Elite Wrestling. She's
The disappointment in your voice. You can't even complete your sentence right now.
Because it's not. The roster is not conducive for her to elevate. That's my issue when I say Evan MJF should go to WWE. It's because he's done it all already. He can't elevate with the current roster. He cannot. Like, let's be real. Even Cody, even after he gets the title, you know how many people he still has to face? Even at this point in his career, because the roster is so eclectic. For Miss Mercedes, she doesn't have anybody to really feud with. Not really. Oh, man. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch. Oh, my God. Oh, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton. Oh, my Lord.
Roxanne Perez.
Oh, this roster's crazy. This roster's crazy.
You could see You could have seen Kyrie versus Sasha one more again.
One more again. Asuka's still there. Kyrie's there. Oh, Bailey's still there. She was about to be champion. That match could headline WrestleMania.
4 Horsewomen War Games.
Oh, but anyways, it is what it is, brother. What say you, gentlemen? Though, just what are your thoughts? I'm pretty sure it's a done deal. You can take my word for it, but what do you got?
Well, for Mercedes, I can understand why she would go. Because for the reasoning why we would love to see her in WWE is the exact reason why she wanted to be in AEW. Big fish in a small pond. The opportunity to be able to try to elevate other superstars around you and know that you always have Sasha Banks to fall back to. That's always going to be there. That ain't going nowhere. And this is an opportunity in her mind as a competitor. Hey, I'm the lady. I'm the person. I'm the one who should have been the one in your company. You neglected me, mistreated me. I'm going to show y'all what y'all missing. And hopefully she does what she sets out to do. It's going to be very difficult. First thing is she has to make sure her body can take the beating because it couldn't even take the beating in New Japan or Stardom, I should say. So she needs to make sure she can take the beating, but I respect her decision. Do I like it for her? Yes. For the business, no. Because as you said, there's way more meat left on the bone in the WWE as a fan. But for her as a wrestler and what she attains to be in the scheme of things, I'm glad she made the choice because she'd rather be a trailblazer than a follower. And I respect that.
What say you, Chef?
I don't know. I mean, in the end, she got what she wanted. She wanted to do whatever she wanted to do.
Yep.
She wanted to have creative freedom. I'm sure you've talked about it. She wanted the bag. I'm sure they offer her more money, right?
No question.
I'm sure.
No question.
I'm sure she can go to Japan what she want in her clause. I'm sure
Mexico.
Right. I'm sure there's a clause, she could pull up and go be in the Mandalorian movie.
100%.
Sure, they acquiesced to whatever she wanted.
100%.
They bent the knee. So
yes.
And Disney and ESPN just made their trifecta deal with Fox, and Warner Brother.
Mm-hmm. That's right. But Chef's making the biggest point. Like, being able to do whatever you want to do anytime you want to do it. That's not the E don't roll like that.
No.
You got to make appearances. You got to make these kind of shows. You got to do.
Right. All her friends work there, but they come visit her. Like, they all clearly still hang out.
They sure do.
Support each other. So it's not like she don't see them anyway. Like,
that's facts.
So I mean, in that aspect, she wins because Bailey and still comes in and sees her matches, or vice versa. We may not know that Mercedes pulls up. She just could be in the back and isn't dumb enough to be seen on camera and be video and be photographed like Phil did backstage. So, who knows? So she's more power to her. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not really going to amount to anything. They're probably going to make up a whole nother title for her to have, right? Like, it's probably like a glitterified,
shaking them sheets, baby.
$1 million man belt that's like glitter with like blue and orange and whatever her hair color is in the belt. So, and they'll whatever.
Oh my God,
anything. So it'll be any old belt. It'll be like the boss belt or whatever.
The boss belt. I think
WWE
owns that.
No, I like everything you're saying. You hear my voice. It's just because of at the end of the day, everything you're saying is correct. My thing is, I need you guys to really make this girl a star, though. I need you to stop messing around. I need you to present her like the queen that she is in this industry. I'm talking about. Did you listen? With all due respect, did y'all see that damn Jade Cargill entrance for Royal Rumble? Like, stop playing with me, man. Yo, Jade Cargill looked like she could have won the championship that night.
And Sasha Banks had the best entrance music in history in the WWE.
Her music is cold. Her music is cold. The remix is cold. The original's cold. Like, it's all cold. Listen, but JMC, what say you?
Well, if you recall, one of my hot takes for 2024 was that she would end up in AEW, and also I also by saying that doesn't mean that's what I think is the right decision.
Yeah, you just saying what you thought was going to happen. Yeah, that's it. Listen, no wrong with that.
I just had a hunch that would. I don't know if she thought she would get lost in the shuffle with all the talent they have there, but I will say this, to everyone's point, Real 5 Stud, exactly. I was just going to say that. I think WWE did more for her in one night at the Rumble than AEW did, and even making her the champion.
I can assure you they did. I can assure you.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people actually thought she might win that damn thing that night. So
that would have been dumb because she still needs work. But I hear you. I agree with you.
Definitely does. Yeah. But obviously she's gonna find out. Look, and I don't want to bash AEW, but if you guys can give me a situation that I'm not thinking of, everybody who set foot from WWE to AEW was more over and a bigger star the night they debuted than they are now.
That's facts. Like a machine, baby.
Where's Miro been?
Oh my God. That's the terrifying thing, man.
The whole devil thing that we actually cared about enough to talk about is one of the headlines on this show. That whole storyline is dead, is dormant.
Done.
Who gives a shit? No one. Adam Cole's injured, I get that. But like, I don't know.
But that's why the storyline never made sense. The storyline never made sense, Jay, because he is injured and so is MJF. It could have never been fleshed out. It could have never been fleshed out.
So I don't know. I have apprehension thinking that it's going to be any different this time around. Like, we legitimately had the Royal Rumble had CM Punk and Cody Rhodes having a knockdown, drag-out fight to end the evening on Peacock. And AEW had those two and then some not long ago. And I get we talked about this at the top of the show before we even started. It's so cool to have autonomy and creative freedom and not have writers, but you need to have some filtration system.
You do.
This show goes off the rails when there's a rundown.
Yep.
There has to be some form of structure. I love when we go off the rails because it shows that we're organic, but I still have to bring it back to the rundown to some degree.
So, obviously, I don't think that I'm not even convinced that you could take anybody that's a name in the wrestling industry right now and put them in AEW and that it would move the needle enough to make a viable difference. Not even John Cena.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's because it's a presentation. Wrestler. It's the presentation. It's not about the wrestler. It's the presentation.
Yes.
They don't present these wrestlers to the caliber and the level that they should be treated. Also, it is about your dance partner. It's too much of an indie promotion. I'm just keeping it real, man. Your dance partner has to matter. I'm watching the people that Edge is wrestling. I go, you got to be kidding me, dude.
I was just thinking that, like, the Cope Open, like,
oh,
come on, man.
My God.
This is what you went to AEW for, bro? Whatever, I guess. And then if you just take it, like for instance, the Blackpool Combat Club. I mean,
the only person from Blackpool is in WWE right now. Do they know how ridiculous that is? The second he left, they should have did a promo and changed the name. What? Why not? You come out and be like, that guy ain't even here no more. We ain't no damn Blackpool comic. And like I've never been to Blackpool. Well, I've been to Blackpool and it sucks. That's how you do that.
My bad, John.
And then you change the name. Why the hell do they call themselves that? William Regal's from Blackpool.
Because the man in charge doesn't have a guy to tell him no. That sounds stupid.
Period.
That's the main thing. They need an executive that is They're telling Tony what works and what doesn't work and how to be successful. Until they have that in the upper tier of the front office, they won't be able to succeed because it's hard to tell a billionaire matchmaker that he's wrong.
Straight up.
And it's his companies.
Hire me, Tony. I'll tell you that the first day. You can fire me the same day, but you gonna hear that you wrong. Cause I'll leave that damn building being like, I'm the one that told this dude this don't make no damn sense, and everybody else can be like, damn, I wish I would have. Blackpool Combat Club, ain't nobody there from Blackpool. They don't wrestle in Blackpool. They don't talk about Blackpool. They don't do fun facts about Blackpool. They don't bring OG bare knucklers on like cutting promos from Blackpool. They do nothing to make it Blackpool.
Nothing.
So
they
like what I'm trying to say is,
mess around in the Blackpool.
So they ain't even jumping in a legitimate black pool just to change things up. They don't even go to like the inner city with a whole bunch of black people in a pool and jump in it. They don't do that.
They wouldn't even buy a black colored pool.
So forgive me if I'm not optimistic about Miss Mercedes Varnado. But that's neither here nor there.
She is a difference maker, but
she is, bro. She's a star. I just said she was a star. Damn it.
Yeah. I'm saying, I agree.
We agree with that.
Can you guys name three can anyone of all the experience and intelligence about wrestling in this room? Can anyone name 3 high-profile matches she can have? And don't say Saraya.
Toni Storm.
1.
Britt Baker.
Where's she?
Thunder Rosa could end up being.
Okay, that's the best thing you could have said. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like Taya Valkyrie a lot.
Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter when she comes back. She was doing her thing before she got hurt. I'm just saying. But I get it. It's not really stellar. Stellar profile.
That's better than I thought. I forgot Britt Baker existed. I'm not even kidding.
Man, that's Tony Khan's fault right then and there because they had something going with her, but she fell off. Man,
All right, man. You are your dance partner. You are who your dance partner is. You can't cut promos on yourself.
She fell off like CM Punk's tricep.
Yo, shut the. I'm done. This show's over.
Sorry, I'm just playing.
Nah, you ain't sorry. That was mean. That was mean. That was me. Yo, put yourself over, brother. That was so damn mean. Exactly. Will Foster. Yeah, Will Foster said. He said, I can name you 10 right now, WDS. I know you can, bro. 10.
Maybe even 20.
10. Maybe 20. But go ahead, man. I'm worried about the presentation. That's all. What up, DP?
Yo, you can come find your boy at DJ211 Instagram, David Perry Jr. number 4 on the Twitter machine. If you in St. Louis, pull up to the bank. Let me open. I don't get that money right. Got financial advice. Your boy can get you taken care of. And I'm on every Tuesday with my guys, the 4 Horsemen of Wrestling. We in here. Better than ever.
Chef Justin.
You can find me on all social media sites at the Chef Justin. You can find me apparently in the kitchen because I'm supposed to be making a meal for Evan Mack. Apparently,
maybe the DPJR too.
Negro. The whole squad.
Apparently, you can find me making crockpot meals for February or for April.
King.
Facts. Right in the middle of the parking lot, the tailgate.
Just pull up, right? Hey man, I'm out here. I'm all over media, streaming, talking, cooking. I might as well do a cooking channel and do a cooking show at this point.
Let's do it, baby.
I'm here for that.
Hot takes and hot meals. So we win.
Hot takes, hot meals. Hey, Chef gonna be on the new season, the Next Level Chef. Yeah.
Yo, let's go.
Stay tuned, baby. Stay tuned.
Don't give it all away.
What you got, JFC?
I want to point out that I always think it's hilarious. There's like a couple different careers that give the short end of the stick. Massage therapists and chefs. People are like, yo, let me get a massage if you're a professional massage therapist. Yo, cook me something. No one ever comes up to Evan. Write me an article about me.
No one ever does.
It's not fair at all. Jordan, make a video about me.
They're like, but you know what you need to do? You need to make me a meal, though.
Yeah,
Some.
I'm a plumber. Well, why don't you ever come fix my toilet? I'm like, all right. Well,
That's so true.
With that said, Chef, you want to make me a platter, brother?
Hey, JLC, we're going to pull up on him like Denzel told Jamie Foxx. I'm from a while away. I'm leaving here with something.
I just want to say, man, I love the guys on this show. You guys are so entertaining and knowledgeable about everything. But I gotta give credit, man. WWE has not had a promo. I said at the beginning of the show, but Gunther and Jey, entertaining segment. I think Gunther carried it. Never thought I'd see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jey knows what the crowd wants, though. To your points earlier, he does, and I love Jey. But Gunther's on fire. Drew McIntyre may be the MVP of the entire company right now. Seth
Cooking
is incredible.
I told y'all. Cat Williams, the white version, Scottish.
When was the last wrestling show that we had 3 long promo segments and they were all decent? Like Cody didn't say a word, but Cody's Cody. We know that. But Drew has been awesome. Man, I think Drew's the MVP right now, and I wouldn't be mad if he got into the main event somehow. But I don't want any triple threat matches. Let's just stay away from that, and everything will flesh itself out. Oh, and by the way, I need to know, did Rock's daughter get like multiple death threats or just one crazy asshole?
It was bad enough she had to end her X account.
I just saw that tonight.
Multiple death threats.
21 years old. 21-year-old child. Doesn't even know what the word people out there talk about. I'll kill you. What? Man.
Madness.
This shit is supposed to be fun. That's why I like this show. Because even when we disagree, we do it in a respectful fashion. You guys think I'm on crack because The Rock's number 9 greatest wrestler of all time. That's okay. It doesn't mean I'm right.
It's his opinion.
I'm done. I'm on good. Yo, Evan T. Mack on all socials. Kick Rock Wrestling Podcast. We're wrapping this thing up, y'all. It's been a pleasure as always.
It's always.
Just remember, Jordan put The Rock at number 9 and Stone Cold at number 8. Just remember that.
Ridiculous.
Okay? Remember that. Hey, JLC, you took me off the hook. I appreciate you.
Yo, he did. Yeah, he's done. Oh, you're good.
I'm good, baby. Thank you.
You off the